Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today we are looking at the ProFISHiency Pocket Combo Retro Pocket Combo. This is the retro version. They also sell a regular pocket combo that is silver, and every time I go to Walmart or Academy, I would pick up the silver version, the regular. I'd hold it in my hand, pull the tip out, wiggle it, and I never would pull the trigger. Once I saw they had it in camouflage, I picked it up, even though it cost $10 more. This thing is $39.99. The original is $29.99. What this thing is, it is a, as the name suggests, a pocket combo. It's a small fishing combo. It extends out these two sections here, kind of telescopically go back into here, and you are able to take fishing with you wherever you go for the most part. The reel here is, the dog's coughing. The reel here is 4:1:1 gear ratio. The silver version is 2 something another. So this version, the reel is twice as fast, roughly. 40 yards of 6-pound test. The package does not say what line, what type of line is on this. I'm assuming it's some kind of cheap monofilament, because whenever I started pulling it out, it was very curly and kinky. It's either cheap or it's just been on this reel a really long time. But you can change the line out to whatever you wish. But it's 6-pound test, so you won't be doing anything too strenuous with this. So when you first buy this guy, there's going to be a little, it almost looks like a guitar pick in here that's holding the line, and it's just keeping it from going back into the reel. And you're going to push the button and pull it out, and you're going to be like, how do I get it through that tube right there? And the box only has a QR code, and the reel has a QR code. And if you were like me, I don't like doing QR code stuff, so I'm going to talk to you about how exactly to do that. If you look right here, there is a conspicuous loop and a nut on this rod and reel. This is actually a sort of hidden compartment, and in this compartment you have about 5 of these little, they're weights. They're not very heavy, but they have a hole in them, and what the intended use is, you pull the line out of the reel cap, you tie this weight on there, and you are, I just dropped my weights, but I'll pick them up in a minute. You are supposed to be able to let this thing drop through this tube, and it's good to go. I never could get it to work with the weight, but they also, in our container here, there's a little sealed bubble pouch thing, and it has wire in it. The wire is actually what I had to fish through the tube and then I tied the weight onto the wire and pulled it through, but you could just tie the line straight onto the wire. So if you don't have this wire or this weight, you are going to have a tough time getting your line through the tube here. I guess you could use a clothes hanger or anything like that. Maybe if you found a small stick, it would work. But that is something you definitely have to have. Also, if you decide to upgrade reels or change reels after this one wears out, this reel does come off. So let's look at this ProFISHiency combo, figure out, like, who is this even for? So it's not the same length as a regular combo. It's a lot shorter. It goes from 18 inches to 30 inches, and the packaging, keep wanting to call it the box, but it's really just a piece of paper. It shows planes, cars, a tent, person hiking, and a kayak. I think it would be great for all of that except a plane. I would not take this thing anywhere near a plane, and let's think about why. When you look at this thing, what does it look like? I mean, it's even got a little barrel on it. And with that hidden container in it, with these needle looking weights, and this really thin wire. I could see people getting some crazy ideas about what this thing might secretly be. So I would not take this thing anywhere near the airport. They might beat you up and take it from you and do all sorts of other violations to you and interrogations. So when this guy extends out the 6-pound test line on here, it casts pretty good. I'm not going to show any fishing footage with it today, but it casts pretty good. But I'll say it's heavy for the size that it is. And this tip on here, good grief, this is like heavy action, man. I'm having to put a considerable amount of weight on this. I could easily see if you hooked up with something big, first off, it's 6-pound test, so the line's going to break. But if you were to put like 10-pound or 12-pound test on here and you snatched on something, I could see this rod breaking because it's very stiff. So you're going to want to make sure that drag is set. And the drag's pretty smooth on it. Like the drag wheel is easy to turn. It does a good job there. Handle's nice. It's got some foam grips. I really wish they would have given me a case with this guy. Travel combos used to have cases once upon a time, and just be a hard plastic case with a little handle on it, and sometimes they'd even come with lures. You can still buy stuff like that, but for 40 bucks I really wish this would have come with a case. In the travel rod lineup, you already have lots of different options, you know, that may be cheaper, maybe better for you. So this was purchased off eBay several years ago. This is another heavy action rod similar to the ProFISHiency, but it has guides on it, and these guides are straight metal. This is a heavy duty guy. Zebco used to make a 30-inch travel rod. This is a lighter action, and I've actually caught some fish on this one. Zebco also makes something called the Dock Demon that's a spinning combo that's similar. This is a Daiso combo, and this Daiso combo, Daiso is kind of like an Asian dollar store, but it is telescopic and it goes way out there. And I want to say this one's only 10 bucks, so it's a lot cheaper than like the ProFISHiency would be, or even the Dock Demon. And this is going to be kind of an old throwback blast from the past. This was called the Instant Fisherman. And what this guy was all about was, so you could unscrew this little knob here, make it come out. This thing's really old, so it's not wanting to stay together like it used to. But you could make something like this come all the way out, and you would have almost a full-length rod and reel. But just like the ProFISHiency and a lot of the other travel deals, it was kind of heavy and it's kind of flimsy. So when you start getting into these portable rod and reels, you do have some concessions that you have to make. A lot of these portable combos, they're almost kind of like a novelty deal, as you just saw with the ones that I just showed you. In my opinion, this is kind of what this falls under. It's more of a novelty than actual a functional combo. I know other people have made videos trying to catch big bass or maybe crappie on these things. You could jig for crappie with these. I definitely wouldn't try it with a big bass. I would say this thing is probably only worth about 20 bucks. I thought it was cool, and it's gonna go with the other portable rod and reels once I get finished using it. It's gonna be a fun thing to catch a few fish on. I predict I'll do well in it around treetops and things like that out of the kayak. So there you go, 40 bucks. ProFISHiency Retro Pocket Combo. We've gone over what it is, what I think about it. Definitely I wouldn't take this to the airport. I feel like you're asking for trouble. It would make a good like Christmas gift, birthday gift if you got a kid that likes to fish. Maybe they're outgrowing their Spider-Man combo or a Barbie or something like that. It's camouflage. It's handle on it's kind of small. It's really not for adult fishermen, I don't think. But if you got a kid that fishes and it's their birthday or something along those lines, might be a good thing to invest in. Alright, I think that's going to do it for this video. Let me know what you think about the ProFISHiency combo. Is it incredibly dumb, or does it pique your interest? It got my interest, and it's going to go with the portable rod collection that I now have. I might make a dedicated fishing video with it. It's interesting enough. I could see it catching a white perch, but I think if I hooked into a big bowfin with this, it'd probably be not a good day for this reel. It would stress it to the max, I just imagine. But anywho, thank you for checking out the video. Hopefully you got something out of it. Let me know what you think about the reel, and see you on the next one.